The World Cup is finally here, and if Luis de la Fuente's La Roja wants to bring the trophy back to Madrid, they first have to navigate these three opponents. We are kicking off our three-part World Cup opponent preview series with a team that represents the absolute beauty of international football. A team that features a breakout star that already knows how to handle Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams. I am talking about the Blue Sharks, Cape Verde. They are the second smallest nation by land area to ever qualify for a FIFA World Cup. But if you think Spain can just walk over them and pick up an easy 3 points, you are making a dangerous mistake. Let's break down their official 26-man squad and have a preview of Cape Verde versus Spain. Cape Verde secured their spot at the 2026 FIFA World Cup with a 3-0 victory over Eswatini back in October 2025. The smallest country by land area and the second least populated country to ever qualify for the FIFA World Cup. With only 500,000 residents, the island of Cape Verde sits quietly nestled off the west coast of Africa. The expanded FIFA World Cup has come as a boon to many of these hopeful countries, defining African football's recent renaissance. The Cape Verde World Cup squad consists of players groomed in Europe's most demanding leagues and grounded by veterans who have bled for this crest for over a decade. Before looking at the roster, one must give flowers to the man who masterminded it all, head coach Pedro Brito, effectively known as Bubista. No, not that Bubis. He took the reins in 2020 and has completely transformed the team since. During the Group D qualifiers, Bubista's Cape Verde stunned the continent by finishing top of a group that included traditional heavyweights Cameroon. They amassed 7 wins, 2 draws and a solitary loss, scoring 16 goals and conceding just 8 to qualify automatically for the FIFA World Cup. The Goalkeepers. Let's look at the men for Cape Verde between the sticks. Vozinha, the 39-year-old goalkeeper, is one of the most experienced players in the Cape Verde World Cup squad. He is a spiritual leader of the Blue Sharks. Having been a mainstay of the national team through near misses in previous qualifying campaigns, his presence in the squad is a necessity and in some ways a poetic reward. Vozinha's shot stopping remains sharp, but it is his organizational skills and booming voice from the back that Bubista relies on. He is backed up by Marcio da Rosa, who brings experience from the Bulgarian league, and the young Carlos Santos, who will feel right at home representing Cape Verde on American soil, where he plays for MLS side San Diego FC. The defenders. Now this is the area Spanish football fans need to pay the closest attention to. Cape Verde's defense is a fascinating mix of players playing all over the world. The standout name is undoubtedly Logan Costa. The Villarreal centre-back has been a revelation in La Liga, offering great aerial dominance and the composure to play out from the back under pressure. As I said before, he has already played against big names like Nico Williams and Lamine Yamal, and so he already has a bit of an experience in shutting down those pacey wingers. He will likely be partnered with Ireland-born Roberto Pico Lopez. Pico, who plies his trade for Shamrock Rovers, is a cult hero among the Cape Verdean faithful. His no-nonsense, rough, attacking style is a perfect style to pair with Costa's elegance at the back. On the flanks, Bubista has opted for immense attacking thrust. Steven Moreira of the Columbus Crew brings MLS Cup winning pedigree and an engine that allows him to shuttle up and down the right flank relentlessly. Meanwhile, Benfica's Sidney Lopez Cabral offers a genuine attacking threat from deep, capable of delivering pinpoint crosses on the overlap. A special mention must go to the 37-year-old veteran Stopira. When his name was announced for the final 26, reports emerged that his club teammates nearly tore the locker room doors off their hinges in celebration. The midfield. If there is one area that Cape Verde might look to overachieve, it probably will be in the middle of the park. The midfield must be incredibly disciplined, especially given the caliber of opposition in Group H. Ramiro Montero is the veteran string puller. Operating primarily as an advanced 8 or a 10, he possesses the vision to unlock defenses with a single pass. The physical burden will fall largely on Kevin Pina and the Duarte brothers, Leroy and Laros. Pina, playing in Russia with Krasnodar, is a traditional destroyer, a tough tackling anchor whose primary job will be to screen the defense of Costa and Lopez. The Duarte brothers offer incredible mobility, capable of pressing intensely and recycling possession efficiently. Telmo Arcanjo is the wild card. The Vitória Guimarães midfielder brings a dynamic box-to-box energy that could prove crucial when legs tire in the unforgiving North American summer heat. The attacking core is where Bubista's best players perform. Captain Ryan Mendes, he is the talisman. The winger dictates the culture of the squad and remains the most technically gifted player on the roster. Even in the twilight of his career, Mendes' ability to cut inside and create chaos is unmatched within the national setup. However, the breakout star to watch is Dailon Livramento. The Casa Pia forward was the undisputed hero of the qualifying campaign, netting 4 crucial goals. He will be supported by a terrifying array of wide players. Giovanni Cabral and Helio Varela are explosive wingers who love to isolate defenders one-on-one. The return of 35-year-old Gary Rodriguez adds a layer of experience and a certain romanticism to the squad. Alright, let's talk about the tactics now, because Cape Verde's Bubista has some plans in store that could make Luis de la Fuente lose his sleep. Cape Verde strictly sets up in a 4-2-3-1 formation. But don't let that fool you, because unlike Spain, they are not really obsessed with owning the ball. In their entire qualifying run, they average just about 40 to 45% possession. Their philosophy under Bubista is simple: zonal discipline, defensive compactness, and lethal direct transition. When they defend, they form a tight, suffocating block designed to force teams out wide. And this is where it gets interesting for Spain. The Blue Sharks love to have their fullbacks like Steven Moreira invert defensively while their wingers go on and hug the touchline. This kind of creates a trap. If Spain's midfielders try to play through the central channels, Kevin Pina and maybe one of the Duarte brothers are there to trigger an immediate high-intensity press. Once they win the ball, it's just a race to the goal line, because the transition is incredibly direct. They don't pass sideways, they look to play straight through you. Playmaker Ramiro Monteiro is the bridge, because he drops deep, he escapes tight spaces, and immediately unleashes the pace of the Cape Verde wingers. Up top, lone striker Dailon Livramento constantly plays on the shoulder of the last defender, making blindside runs into the channels. If Pau Cubarsí or if Aymeric Laporte turn their backs even for 1 second, Livramento is gone. But wait, there is one more major area of concern that Cape Verde bring to the table, which would be worrying for La Roja, and that is set pieces. A staggering 40% of Cape Verde's goals during the World Cup qualifiers came from dead ball situations. With the aerial dominance of Pico Lopez and Logan Costa attacking the box, Spain's vulnerable set-piece defense is going to be tested severely. The biggest vulnerability Spain can exploit is squad depth and fatigue. Cape Verde plays with an incredible high-energy work ethic. But when you start looking at their bench, the drop-off in quality from their starting 11 to the players who will be on the bench is very steep. If Spain can tire them out by shifting the ball quickly in the first 60 minutes, the Blue Sharks will look vulnerable in the final third of the match. Right, now finally let's talk about the group that Cape Verde and Spain are in. Cape Verde's reward for their historic qualification is to end up in probably one of the hardest groups right now in the World Cup, a group that already includes Spain, Uruguay, and Saudi Arabia. If the Blue Sharks can emerge from the first 2 matches with their goal difference intact or miraculously snatch a point, then the showdown against Saudi Arabia might decide who actually goes through. Because I think Spain, España, will be the first team that qualifies from the group, but the other 3 spots might still be open. And that's why this group is so dangerous, because even though it looks like Cape Verde, they're so small and they're debutants, it's not that easy to write them out, and that's why I think Luis de la Fuente needs to put on his thinking cap and find out ways that they can exploit Cape Verde. The first game for Spain in the FIFA World Cup is against Cape Verde on the 15th of June, so let me know what your predictions are for that game. Do you expect Cape Verde to make a challenge for Spain, or will Spain just walk over them with the quality that they have in their squad? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and follow La Liga Vic for more, because up next I'm going to be doing a preview of Saudi Arabia, one of Spain's other opponent in the group. So make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to La Liga Vic, and I'll see you in the next one. Hasta luego.